Yeah. What's up, you guys? The King of Lightning is here today to do Kuroko no Basket 2 Episode 4 review. Now, the end of the episode, sparks were flying. I mean, it was nasty. Because you had Otsubo and you had Kiyoshi. They're like, yeah! And then it winds up being Izuki who gets the ball. In comes Takao, like, no, superior than the Eagle Eye. The hook, yeah, straight up, steals the ball. Then the other guy from Shutoku, the guy with the, well, I don't know what his name is, but either way, one of the older guys in Shutoku actually gets the ball, passes the ball, or was going to pass the ball to Otsubo, who's going underneath the actual basket. Kuroko comes out of nowhere, like, blocks that shit, like, where you go? Yeah, no. Midorima gets the steal. He's like, yeah, money, no, Kagami, where you going right now? That was good. That whole play was good. And at the end, where you have Midorima, mad respect, man. Mad respect Midorima. You respect the man. Midorima says, listen, I don't have some cheap shit like a new skill. Alright, I don't have some cheap shit like that. What I got is my threes. What I got is my shots. All I've been doing is endurance training. And the thing about it is that, of course, we all know that Kagami's bungees are, well, basically, they're Midorima's kryptonite. And he says it's going to be a test of endurance, alright? It's going to be your jump versus my shots. Because you know, and he says it out front and open, like, yeah, you know that it takes me a little more time to actually do the long-range shots. Doesn't matter. That's irrelevant. Because I'm going to outlast you. I'm going to outlast you. Okay? And at the end of the day, I'm going to outbeat you via endurance. And Kagami's saying, no, bring it on. Bring it on. But Kuroko sees something. He's like, Midorima's acting a little bit weird. And I mean, because I figured that he was acting weird because of the fact that he was hungry. Because Shutoku lost to Seirin. And they won this win bad. They are starving, quote-unquote, for this win. So I figured that he was acting weird because of that reason. But apparently, it seems like there's another reason why he's acting weird. Midorima. And only Kuroko sees that. So, I don't know. I mean, this could have something to do with the lucky item and his, I think it's called like the horoscope or something like that. About how, like, he's all about like the celestial Aquarius and whatever, man. Like, I don't know. To me, it makes no damn, whatever. Either way, it may have to do something with that. He may have like an unlucky day. I don't know. I have no idea. But, well, actually, I remember when it came to the last match, it was the same way. Where in the last match, in their first match they had, in the first season, I think it was Midorima's unlucky day. Or, like, the ones who could beat him the most, or the ones who were his weakness on that day, were the sign that Kagami was a part of. So, but either way, I'm just making my hypothesis on that. We don't know exactly. But that whole section I thought was actually very good. I thought it was very good. And of course, there's actually one scene where we actually see Ida, Riko. And she's actually like, while all of the Saiyan guys are cheering, she's actually thinking like, wait a second, hold on. Why would you do the same thing twice? And we see Kagami. He's like, I thought he learned something new by now. And that's when, of course, we have Midorima explaining about how, no. I'm just that good. I don't need new shit. My shit that I got now, it works. Okay? It works. So, that part I thought was actually very good. The animation was on point. It was on point. Especially when it came to the whole coordination of steals. That was on point. Kagami, straight up. Bungees. I mean, yeah. I'm like, dude. Like, he got really high up. I'm like, whoa. Kagami, Taiga. Good lord. So, that was good. That was good. Now, when it came to the other stuff in the episode, first of all, there's a lot more at the beginning when after they have their match against Josei from last week's episode, and then they are walking in the middle of the night. We have Kuroko try out his new technique again on this time Kagami instead of what was her name, Momoi. Kagami now, and it kind of works, but he winds up losing the ball, which is the main point of the actual game. The ball. Now, granted, the leather was worn out. And apparently that was his 6th one, his 5th or 6th ball that he's actually, that the leather has been worn out. So he spent a lot of time practicing. And you gotta respect that. Because Kuroko, he's not like a genius. He's not overly talented. He isn't. And you have to like remember that. He has a particular skill. And he utilizes that skill via his own lack of presence. But in order for him to actually learn new skills, he has to spend a significant amount of time practicing and training. And in his case, he has to utilize other things around him to help with that training. That's why when we see in the actual scene, he waits for the wind to blow and then he goes. It's misdirection. And he has to utilize his basketball around misdirection in all of its facets. So, that being said, I respect that. I do. I really do. Not the best player in the world, but he's still a hard-working kid. So, and then after that we have, to me, I didn't like this because I was hoping to spend a little bit more time on Sen Shikan, because Sen Shikan were the kings of the West, and even though they had like no famed players, Sen Shikan beat Seirin twice. But no, I mean, but it was still cool because we see Zuki and then we see Hyuga do a combination pass thing. We see Sen Shikan trying to counter with a 3-pointer of their own, and then in comes Kiyoshi. Yeah, and then straight up to Kiyoshi, straight to oh, I think it was Kiyoshi back to Izuki, then Kiyoshi to Hyuga, and then Hyuga to Kuroko, and then Kuroko behind the back pass, alley-oop, Kagami, yeah. So that was good. It's that I would like to spend a little more time on Sen Shikan, because they were kings, but whatever. And then when it came to the main part, or when it came to another main part of the episode, it was hype. It was a lot of hype on this one team called Kirisaki Daikiichi. Okay? And Kirisaki, short, they have an individual that's very unique. They have Hanamiya Makoto. He is one of the crownless generals or uncrowned kings. There's a lot of translations for this. I don't really know. I've seen, I think one place I saw was like the unnamed emperors or some shit like that. Listen, there's a lot of names for them. I'm going to call them uncrowned kings. Because we all know the whole thing about how they were a year older than the Generation of Miracles, and had they not existed, they would have been known as Miracles themselves, the uncrowned kings. But apparently, alongside with Kiyoshi, because he's one of them, because he has that right of postponement, and he's known as the Iron Heart Kiyoshi, we have this guy, his antithesis, the bad boy Makoto Hanamiya. And this guy, he just spews evil. He just spews, I'm a dick. Alright? They didn't even try. I mean, well, no, they didn't try. They didn't play, period, when it came to Shutoku. Their first string, Kirisaki Daiichi, they were literally on the bench. No, they were in the crowd watching Seirin play against Sen Shikan. And what he said to Kiyoshi was, listen, I don't see the victory in front of me. I see the overall victory. And apparently, he's a guy that's like, no matter what it takes. So, he is really like the antithesis of Kiyoshi. And when he's walking away, he's like, I hope your injuries are okay. So, like, this guy is a whole new level of dick. That's very obvious. And we haven't even seen, and notice how every time we've seen them or seen their end results of their scores, they actually beat out the team that they're playing against. It was by like a huge margin. Or like at the beginning of the episode, it was by like 181 to like 50 something. It was a huge margin. Their score difference was bigger than Shutoku versus whoever they were playing score difference. It was a huge score difference. So it's like these guys have a lot of hype going against them. I mean, a lot of hype going with them. And we don't know what they're doing, but this guy's known as the bad boy. And you have to wonder why would the coach let the first string sit down, but who knows? Who knows? We will see where that goes. But that being said, the episode overall, alright? So, first of all, the animation was good. It was good. I did notice how there was when it came to the Sen Shikan fight, or the match, when it's the final score, we see Kagami jam it in. We've seen that same animation frame last season. It was like, I think it was against Kaijo, but I'm not too sure. It's like the same animation frame where Kagami's like hunched over and he's like, the ball's like slow motioning and then he slams it in. It's the same frame. So I did notice that. But overall, it was pretty damn good animation, especially when it came to the end where we see where we see Takao and we see Kuroko do the thing. We see Kagami get mad bungees and actually block Midorima's shot. So that was all good animation. That was pinpoint, on-point animation. When it came to the overall pacing of the story, we did make significant progress, even though I would prefer to actually spend a lot more time on Senshikan because they were the kings of the West. And there's a little bit here of Aomine and Momoi and saying how you should go watch their match. He's like, no, fuck that, I'm going to bed. I'm going to sleep. End of story. So, but it is what it is. But overall, the pacing, I think that the pacing was good. It was good pace. Just that, for me personally, like that one thing I would have preferred. And when it came to overall story progression, well, let me just say this, alright? Obviously, they just started, like, the biggest match they've had so far in the second season. And they haven't scored a point yet, so... But we did make progress, because we did skip over... Well, not skip over. They actually had only one match. They had one match. It was a lot of Uncrowned King hype. And then it was a lot of Midorima, I'm starving hype. Or Shutoku, we're starving hype. So, that also... Yeah, so there was story progression. There was. But not a lot overall. So, that was okay. So, overrating, I'll probably give it a good. I'll give it a good rating. So, I'll leave it at that, King Lightning. Be sure to, of course, rate, comment, and subscribe as always. Respect Midorima. Midorima. Shutoku. Alright, peace. Have a nice day.